Good morning. Good morning, everybody. My name is Crystal. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is Thursday, getting towards the end of the week now. Good morning. I hope everybody has a great day. Here in Rochester, it's been raining, so it's wet and it's damp and it's dark. British weather, because I live in Great Britain. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. Today is International Ninja Day, where we're all encouraged to dress as ninjas and sneak around doing good deeds. Which isn't what ninjas are traditionally known for doing, but I guess this is far more wholesome than the alternative. That's progress for you.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. It's 8:05 a.m.
Alexa, what's the day today?
It's Thursday the 5th of December.
Alexa, what is the weather outlook?
In Rochester, it's 10 degrees Celsius with mostly cloudy skies. Today, you can expect showers, with a high of 14 degrees and a low of 5 degrees.
Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include English snooker player Ronnie O'Sullivan, American actor Frankie Muniz, American actress Paula Patton, French Association football player Anthony Marshall, and American actress Michelle Federer.
Right, once again, good morning everybody. I've got up, a particularly noisy morning this morning. Why, I don't know, but there you go. You'd think people would be more quieter when it's wet. They just want to hurry off into their cars and whatnot and go on their merry way, but it's been noisy this morning. I'm not cross and I'm not angry. I'm not going anywhere because the weather is terrible. And if you want to do in-quote shopping, personally for me, getting soaking wet, I don't want to do that, so I'm not going anywhere today. Last night, when I got off my last video, I just sat around and watched the television. The night before last night, I was watching an Italian film. It was a really old film. It's about a 1960s, 70s film about a couple going to Italy, and they were actually all talking in Italian. And I actually recognised some of the words because I am trying to learn Italian, you see. So that was the day before yesterday. I just put something on to drown out noise, basically, and then I get on with learning my Italian, or I was looking through things, and also I was going through my Sainsbury's order, because every 2 weeks I make a home delivery, because I'm getting older now and I just can't go out and fetch it for myself. I used to travel. I've got entries in my diary where I used to walk all over the place, travel to places by a train and everything. I've just got older and I just want to rest. So basically, I was amending my Sainsbury's order last night. I'm going to probably amend. I've also got my Christmas order ready for the middle of December. So that's all sorted. I don't miss going into the shops and getting shoved about and pushed around by trolleys and waiting at long queues on checkouts. I don't miss it at all. I don't miss it one bit. Okay, so yeah, I stay at home more, but I don't. The things I wrote in my diary when I lived in Chatham, and I just went to Sainsbury's and I came back so upset, almost in tears. I used to get shouted at, pushed, shoved, and all sort of horrible things. So sometimes, getting a home delivery is a lot better. So this morning it tells you when your delivery is coming. So remember, people have tried to discredit me. I'm supposed to be this monster that goes around breaking things and thieving. I've also got no money and I'm a prostitute, right? So you throw that out the way, because that's a load of baloney. That's one of my exes spreading rumours because I dumped them, probably. So I got a message from Sainsbury's this morning, because I've ordered from Sainsbury's. Morrison's is lovely because it all comes in bags, but I'm not fussed with Morrison's food, the taste of it. So, hello Miss Marshall, Miss, note the word Miss. Hello Miss Marshall, your Sainsbury's delivery will arrive today between 12:30 and 1:30. Thanks for choosing a saver slot. Then you get your order number, and then they tell you that some things have been substituted, right? Some products you asked for are unavailable, and who chooses to substitute the things, right? Now I thought, right, I'd ordered myself a candle, and I thought maybe that's been substituted, you know, some Christmas bits and pieces. I ordered some crackers, Christmas crackers, but Evian natural bottled mineral still water, 750 millilitres, has been substituted with Glasso Smart Water, 600 millilitres. No problem with that, that's cheaper. Muller Fridge Fudge Brownie flavour milkshake has been substituted with Muller Fridge Cookie Dough milkshake. Nestle Pure Life Still Spring Water, 12 times 500 mils. I've never had a problem with that before. Has been substituted with Sainsbury's British Bottled Spring Water, 12 times 500 mils. So they've substituted that. And Sainsbury's Microwave Rice Egg Fried, which is 45 pence, has been substituted with Tilda Microwave Rice Egg Fried Rice, £1.25. But the spring water that was substituted was £1 cheaper. So I've got my e-receipts. Click on that. Everything's on it everything's on it. I tried to concentrate on food for 2 weeks because I normally, don't. So we've got, the Santa Heads novelty crackers are there. Pigs in Blankets crisps. And I just tried to get food, like bread, milk, and everything like that. So everything else is in stock. So I've got a Sainsbury's delivery. So I'm not this starving prostitute that one of my exes has bandied about, or someone that doesn't like me. And when you are being gang stalked, such as myself, because I have obviously upset a narcissist, somebody that is full of themselves and has a broken ego, I have been targeted by them and their mates, and God knows else who. So I am followed about by people, and some of them have nasty dogs. A lot of them are cannabis smokers, so you can smell the cannabis everywhere. I don't smoke, and I've never smoked a cannabis joint. I've been offered to smoke cannabis, and I've always turned it down. And that is a strong thing to do when you are approached by a group of people and they try and persuade you to do something you don't want to do. You just say no. No one can make you do something that you don't want to do, so I say no. Hence, I'm on my own, because when I joined dating sites, the men that I was meeting were abusing me and getting away with it because I was letting them into my flat. Now, when I cottoned on to what they was doing, I stopped it. I stopped it myself. I was doing it to myself by allowing these men to come into my flat. And one of the latest ones, that guy I met on another dating site, was trying to do the same thing, but he was trying to lure me up to Wales. I don't know Wales, and I don't know how long a journey from Rochester, Kent to Wales is. And he was a really, really rough looking man. The language that was coming out, I'll give him a good hiding. I think he was a skinhead when he was younger, and there used to be fights with the skinheads. And that on Brighton Beach ages ago. So I didn't want to get involved with somebody like that, did I? Older than me as well. He used to FaceTime me every morning. I would go to the co-op. I'd get bullied in the co-op. Laughed at and bullied. I'd come out of the co-op. It was awful. And this happens every time I FaceTime somebody, talk to someone over the phone, or actually meet someone in person. It's just ridiculous. I mean, they call it street theatrics. I just watched 2 episodes of someone that was getting gang stalked on a bus, staging people to get on the bus and cause arguments and trouble on the bus. They bash into you because they think you're gonna start reacting. So they try and bash into you. They try and start arguments. They're just troublemakers. And it's drawing attention to themselves. When someone bumps into you and you go, "Oi, what you doing?" You strike up a conversation, right? And all these alcoholics that used to come down here in the summer, fuck off. And then I got, next door was going, "Fuck off, fucking move," shouting like that bald-headed drunk with the broken front teeth. And I don't drink alcohol, I don't take drugs, and I don't smoke, so that makes me laugh. So there you go. I'm just about to make myself a cup of coffee. Let's see what's on the radio. Alexa, LBC radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
Dodging downpours, battling wild winds, and trying not to spill that seasonal latte. Wherever the season takes you, rediscover comfort you've always known with Clark's new range of real leather boots, starting at just £80.
Do you have these MSA 6, please?
Find your perfect fit in store at Clark's now.
Intrepid Travel's Cyber Sale ends today. It's your last chance to save up to 20% on hundreds of amazing small group trips around the world. Meet with locals along Vietnam's Mekong Delta. Make mouth-watering tagine in Morocco. Or retrace the steps of the Inca in Peru. Intrepid Cyber Sale ends today.
So before we carry on, listening to the radio, Clark's, that was the name of the man that I was just mentioning to you. His name was Sean Clark. So one of the adverts is Clark's. I don't belong to anybody.
Outrageous even, that they should be forced to. A similar subject, actually a lot coming in on this. Just want to check, okay, you don't want to give your name. Okay, then I will reflect that to see if this one. Just you can. Yeah, you do. Paddy and Cheltenham, as a gay man, I absolutely agree with David Haig's stance on this. We should be focusing on our similarities, not our differences. And I certainly wasn't offended by Mark Gahey. Just to remind you, he's the one who wrote I Love Jesus on his captain's armband. It's all in how it's read. It didn't come across as divisive to me. It's down to personal perception. Well, let's put this to someone who has some personal interest in this. Mikey Connor is a football referee and influencer. Joins me now. Well, you're out there. You're the man with the whistle. You're in the middle, the man in the middle sometimes. How do you take this round, Mr. Connor? Good morning.
Good morning, thanks for having me, Nick. Indeed, I am the man in the middle, but it's been, I think it's been a frustrating week, a sad week.
Oh, really? Tell me why, sir.
Well, I think so, because, you know, if you look what's happened, of course we have the Rainbow campaign every year, and agree with the guy you just spoke to. I think more needs to be done to kind of make it more inclusivity and obviously better awareness, but I think this week it's a bit of a punch in the face to everybody who kind of works hard in the game to make LGBTQ plus people.
Do you feel it that personally, Mr. Connor? I'm sorry to hear that. Why do you see it as a slap in the face?
Well, I do, because I work regularly with fan groups and people across the country and going into clubs where we're actively talking and, you know, getting fans involved and stuff like that. And, you know, you just look at events that's happened this week. For example, obviously Sam Morsey's decided not to wear the armband because of religious reasons, which for me is fine, because I want respect, obviously being gay, and so I'm always going to give respect back. It doesn't matter with you are, what you are, your religion and things like that. But I think as we've kind of established as the week's gone on, we've now got Manchester United, obviously the whole team fusing. And I just think, you know, if you're a fan, even if you're a player who's not out or an official and stuff like that, you've got to look and think, well, what kinds of message is that representing as you as an individual who in a sport where traditionally there's a lot of stereotypes, and for me it's back in the dark ages quite a lot.
So what you're saying, Mr. Connor, is you have to suspend your faith then? Because if you are a Muslim, and I'm not supporting this stance, by the way, but just for the purpose of debate, if you're a Muslim and you have an issue with homosexuality, you have to wear that jacket or that tracksuit top. Would you really want to go down that path?
No, I don't agree with that, because I also do believe, you know, you've got to be strong to who you are and what your faith is and stuff like that. You know, in Mark Gahey's case, I think he's been a true club captain, because what he's actually done is he's supported the LGBT Rainbow Laces campaign, but he's also stuck to his guns and been like, well, I'm also a religious guy, and, you know, Christianity is my faith. I love Jesus. And then whether he's done it because obviously the FA had words with him or what have you, but in the game against Ipswich, he's then turned around and had Jesus Loves You again on the Rainbow Laces campaign. And for me, I was happy with that and didn't have a problem, because he's supporting the LGBT community and also being true to himself as well. So, you know, I think if you're a club captain, you know, there's a lot of people who might be gay in that Ipswich dressing room, and if you're not wearing obviously the band, then it shows, well, do you not like who I am? Do you not accept who I am?
Mr. Connor, you've chosen to tell me and my audience that you're gay. How, broadly speaking, how welcoming is the world of football to gay men?
In my circle, at my level, obviously grassroots and in the semi-professional game, I think it's more welcoming. But I've always said, moving up into the football pyramid, it's tough. You know, you just look at this week on social media and the responses to you know, clubs making statements about the Rainbow Laces campaign, and people saying it's propaganda, people saying it's woke, and, you know, it's political and things like that. Well, I'm sorry, but I didn't wake up one day and decide to vote whether I was gay or straight. You know, this is me, this is real life. And it's real life for many people, and it's a battle all the time to get, you know, football is a very intense, scrutinised, obviously game.
Isn't the reality, and I will leave you after this, isn't the reality here, Mr. Connor? I'm not minimising what hopefully these campaigns might do. What we really need is half a dozen blokes who are playing for top teams, also playing for England or Scotland or wherever they're playing for, to say, yeah, I'm gay. I happen to be the best striker in Wales or Scotland, and I happen to be gay too. Isn't that the breakthrough folk like you need, Mr. Connor?
100%. Couldn't agree more with Nick. But I think, you know, we're in a situation where you've got to make the environment accessible for these people and for people to come out. And at the moment, the environment in football, it's not there. So, you know, it's all about education. And, you know, the Rainbow Laces campaign works in many ways, but it's just visibility. It's not necessarily me taking action. So,
all right. What game you got this weekend? Are you in the middle this weekend, Mr. Connor?
I'm not. I'm struggling with a hamstring injuries.
Right. Well, you rest your hammy And get better soon. Mikey Connor, thanks for your time. You're a football referee and influencer. Thank you for talking on that. Mark, I'm going to take your call, but there's something I want to go to, and I really do want to hit this on time because you may recall, but Mark, you will be the first call on this. You may recall from Tuesday's show that I spoke with Mandy Damari. Now, Mandy is the mother of Emily, the only remaining British hostage in Gaza, of course, dating back to October of last year. And she told me that she had meetings planned with political leaders over the next few days. Andy was referenced by both Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer and Leader of the Opposition, Kemi Badenoch, at PMQs yesterday.
Mr. Speaker, can I also note that we're joined in the gallery today by Mandy Damari, mother of Emily, a British citizen still being held hostage in Gaza. I've met Mandy a number of times, and in my view, what she's going through is nothing short of torture.
Mr. Speaker, if I may, I would like to pay tribute to Mandy Damari and her family for the strength that they have shown. And we on this side of the House, and I'm sure the whole House, continue to seek the speedy release of Emily Damari and the other hostages.
And I'm not saying for a second those politicians don't think that way, but what do these warm words actually bring about? Well, let's bring Mandy Damari back into the conversation. How did your meetings go, Mandy? Morning to you.
Hi, morning, and thank you for talking to me again.
Not at all. How
Thank
did they
you.
go?
Well, I think I got my message across. Hopefully something will change a bit. I was looking not just for support, but I was looking for action as well. So hopefully there will be a bit more action. And I think Emily's name will come out more than it was doing before. And people will realise she's a British citizen being held in Gaza as a hostage.
I don't want you to say anything confidential or say anything you're not meant to say, but what do you think might be the first sign we see then, Mandy?
I think the first sign that we saw already was in Parliament yesterday when all the leaders of the parties mentioned Emily, which was good. And the first really positive sign was actually Nigel Farage, who sent out an amazing tweet about Emily and that we should be doing something.
You described the tweet as amazing. It was amazing in what way, Mandy?
He was so supportive and he was calling for action. It was, it was an active thing. It was it was action. It wasn't just words of sympathy, and he was calling on Donald Trump to do something, and it's a bit far away, January, and as I always say, Emily could die in the next second, yeah. But Donald Trump will be in the room when they're talking about negotiations.
And how would you characterise the time you spent with Sir Keir? I'm sure he was listening and I'm sure he was genuine, but do you think you achieved something? Do you think he will actually act?
I really do hope so. I hope so. He did, as I said, he did mention her in Parliament along with Kemi Badenoch and Ed Davey. But I really, I'm looking really for more than just words. I'm looking for action.
Lastly, when this trip comes to an end, what will need to happen? I know ultimately, of course, to get your daughter back, but how will you think you've made success this week as you look back on the last few days?
I think, one slight bit of hope was actually that Keir Starmer did mention Emily to the Emir of Qatar when he was here, and I know that the Emir is aware of Emily's plight. And also, I hope that the next time motion comes up in the UN, the hostages will be mentioned. There should be an unconditional and immediate release of them before even talking about ceasefires.
Were you able to meet with the Emir of Qatar?
No, unfortunately, I didn't get a meeting in the end. I was quite disappointed, but
What would you wanted to say to him lastly, Mandy?